Well, hello, everybody. Welcome into this kind of new but kind of old situation. Those of you that have watched me do weather in the mornings here on Facebook and YouTube, this is what you're used to seeing. This, though, is different. 270 weather. It's just a new name that I gave my live streaming updates. And so, yeah, it's weather for the 270 area code. That simple. 270 weather. So, yeah, I'm here to give you an update on this event that is going to come in on Tuesday into Wednesday. It looks like it's mostly going to be a wind and rain event, although there is a severe weather component, but not quite what the social media outlets have been hyping up the last several days. So I want to address that and let you see just exactly what we think is going to happen with this system. It is a potent system and it has a lot of dynamics, and by that it just means it has a lot of wind, and that wind energy is going to play a role in what happens. So let's take a look first of all at the severe weather threat, and there you see from the Storm Prediction Center they have a outline of general thunderstorms, and that's the light green area that you see right there, covering Bowling Green and much of southern Kentucky and the News 40 viewing area. And while there may be enough instability for a few rumbles of thunder, we're not looking for anything to be severe here in southern Kentucky. This could change, but we're awfully close to the window of this event happening. There's still time to maybe change a few things tomorrow with any new updates, but this is the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center, and they just put us in the general thunderstorm category, which means these are not the kind of storms that are going to cause big problems. I think the wind is what's potentially going to cause some big problems, and that's what we've got to watch out for. The winds are going to be howling once we get into Tuesday night, and early Wednesday. And I'll show you some of that here in a second. But that's what we're looking at as far as that's concerned. Now, this is the map that has been put out by the National Weather Service in Louisville. And as you can see, the brighter bands indicate the probability, the higher probability of wind gust over 40 miles per hour. Okay, as that low pressure system moves in, there's going to be a lot of wind energy with this system. And we'll begin to see or feel some of the gustier winds once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. And we're going to have some wind driven rain with this. But as you can see, the percentage of probability of higher wind gust or the highest wind gust are right over south central Kentucky from Bowling Green down toward Tompkinsville, even over toward parts of the I-75 corridor, down across the Cumberland Plateau into Middle Tennessee. So you can see 90% chance or the probability of that happening. And that means we could see enough winds to maybe knock down something, especially if you've got any loose objects that are out in your yard, your trash cans, a trampoline, anything that you've got setting outside that the wind, over 40 miles per hour, maybe up to 50 or higher. We could have some gusts higher than that. Anything that kind of wind could knock over, that's what you need to pay attention to and know that, yeah, that could possibly happen. Okay. So confidence, as they say here, is increasing in those wind gusts. Looks like a wind advisory is going to go up sometime either for late tomorrow or into Tuesday. And then that wind advisory would continue as we go into Wednesday afternoon and evening, because there will be more of that still to come. So there's your severe weather outlook. The level one marginal is back into far western Kentucky, and the level two slight risk is back into West Tennessee, parts of the Missouri Boot Hill, and Arkansas. Now, that is where there could be stronger thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms, and a few tornadoes. Actually, the tornado threat is going to be further south into parts of Arkansas and Mississippi during that time. Excuse me. I've had to clear my throat all day. I don't know about you, but anyway, this is live, so sorry about that. But anyway, so let me bring up another graphic here that will kind of help tell the story. Um, this one is something I found that shows wind potential and the wind forecast. This is based off of the GFS, the model that's the kind of the standard. There are many, many, many models, but the GFS is more of the long range forecast model that we often use. And so I will show you how this works. At the mean, right now, we've got winds that are, light from the northeast at about 6 miles per hour. But then as we go through time, as we get on in, you can watch the time up here change. Um, as we go into tonight, you can see northeast winds fairly light, 5 to 10 maybe, as we go through time. Then as we get into Monday evening into Tuesday, this is when I start to see the winds picking up. Notice at 3 a.m. Tuesday, the winds are coming out of the south at around 13, but wind gusts are already at 38 miles per hour projected. So here we go. The winds, look at this, 43 gust, 40, 48, 52. Now that's a 24 mile per hour sustained wind from the southeast with a possible wind gust of 52 miles per hour, 6 p.m. Tuesday night. As we go into later, 9 o'clock, we go up 3 hours. We see a sustained wind from the south at 23 with a gust of 46. Now, again, this is using the GFS model, which is projecting this. Different models show different things, but this one kind of strikes a balance and is picking up pretty well on how the winds are going to behave during that time. Here we go into Wednesday morning, midnight. Winds from the southwest, 16, gusts to 35. Now, the winds do start to settle down a little bit on Wednesday morning, but look, even at 6 a.m. Wednesday morning, when you're getting up going to work, sustained winds of 20 and wind gust up to 37. So it's relaxing a little bit. At least you're not seeing those 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but 37 to 40, that's still a lot of wind, and that's still going to blow things around. I would say we might even have to deal with some power outages. And I say that because we'll have rain and wind. And when the rain soaks the ground, it is going to make for loose roots in some trees, and some tree branches may just, break apart and fall. So sporadic power outages may become an issue. as we get into Tuesday night and Wednesday. As we go through Wednesday, we're still looking at, even at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, sustained wind out of the west now as the low pressure system passes 20 miles per hour, but wind gusts are still around 30. And then we go on into Wednesday night, still breezy. Look at that. Winds of 20, sustained 35 gusts. Then the winds continue to shift from the west to the northwest. Okay. And it's not until Thursday do we see finally, and not until about Thursday afternoon and evening, notice then the winds start to die down. So the models here are, or at least the GFS model is showing that it's gonna be blowing for a while. The winds are going to start to pick up very early. Here we are Monday night, sustained wind out of the southeast at 7, gusts to 21, and then all the way through Tuesday and then much of Wednesday. You can see how it all changes and the winds change direction. That's why I love this wind finder is what it's called, windfinder.com. And I like it because this is what's called the bird's eye view. So if you're a bird over Bowling Green, you're trying to figure out which direction the wind's blowing and how fast. There you go. And here's Thursday when things finally calm down. So that's a pretty good that's a pretty good long time to have winds blowing that strong. And so I do think we're going to run into a few issues possibly with power outages. We'll see. Now, I know a lot has been said about severe weather, but that's for somewhere else. That's not here. And I'm going to show you that right here as you see the surface map. We'll go through time. Here's right now. High pressure in control. It gave us a good day, but it was chilly. Here we go into tonight, into early tomorrow morning. Warm front comes in. We start to warm up a bit, but notice, see these lines? Those are isobars, and they're starting to come a little closer together. The tightening up of that low pressure system to the west will start to create some better wind flow. Tomorrow, it will be from the southwest, as you saw from the bird's eye view and wind finder. And that's going to warm us up tomorrow. But then here comes the rain. Here is midnight, Monday night into early Tuesday morning. Severe weather will be occurring in eastern Oklahoma and even down toward parts of Texas. So that's where the severe weather will start. And then it will move over parts of eastern Texas, southwest corner of Arkansas, much of Louisiana, and I would say even part of along the Mississippi River in western Mississippi. We'll begin to get rain here by midday. This is midday on Tuesday. Then we go into Wednesday, midday, or this is actually midnight, I should say, on Wednesday. There is a colder component to this. Look at that. We're not going to see any of that. That's a little bit of snow, a little bit of mix. We're going to get the rainy part of this, but also the windy part of this. The isobars are tight. We're going to get the wind gradient, we call it, into Wednesday. And then we go into Thursday. Uh, the map's just reset on me. Let me see if I can update that now. Let me go back. Here we go. This is right now. So let me move forward. They just did a quick update. The rains move in on Tuesday with us on Wednesday, along with the wind. Any of this mixed precipitation, that's not going to be us at all. As you can see, here is the legend for those colors. And we're talking about a mix, chance to likely, but that's going to be up into parts of Illinois. Okay. So here we go. Keep moving forward into Thursday. High pressure takes over. We get into Friday. Here comes another system with a chance of rain. And it looks like Saturday will have rain. And Sunday, that rain will be leaving us next Sunday. Okay. But the wind still is the main driving force that we are going to have to be concerned about as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. So those are the main things that I wanted to at least bring you up to date on. I know that we're dealing with, and remember a couple of Marches ago when we were dealing with those 75-mile-per-hour winds and we had one wind event after another. I don't believe this is going to be like that, but I think we could have some issues with, as I mentioned, sporadic power outages. We could have some issues with some uprooted trees, small trees that are not very well rooted because of the wet ground. We could have some tree branches and objects flying around in those 40 to 50-mile-per-hour winds. As far as severe weather, tornadoes, and things like that, that energy is going to be best southwest of us and not here. Although a strong thunderstorm, certainly that is possible. Okay. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring this to you tonight is because I will not be on News 40 tomorrow. I have the day off, but I'll be back on Tuesday when all this is going to start. So I wanted to give you an update tonight. I will be out tomorrow, and then I'll come back on Tuesday. This 270 weather, I was thinking, I've since the weather I did before was attached to radio and I'm no longer doing radio, I wanted to still do these kind of updates from home when I have a chance. And so I needed to come up with a new brand or name for this. And I thought, hey, we're in the 270 area code. Let's call it 270 weather. And of course, as you see there, powered by News 40 WNKY. Yeah, because local matters. You can scan that QR code down there and get the News 40 app. I recommend that because when the wind advisories start going up, then we'll start tracking how the wind is going to behave, if you will, during that time. Okay, guys, thank you. Appreciate you watching as always. God bless and have a great night.